at the buzzer, threw one in outside. We've got a third overtime and a Boston gun.
Jordan, open. Chicago with the lead. Timeout, Utah. Michael Jordan running on fumes with 45 points.
Rebound box. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining.
And I think we see Willis coming out.
There he comes right now. 6 feet 10 from Grambling. The captain of the Knicks, the most valuable player of the NBA.
This is WHPC Sports Talk.
The first finals game in franchise history is a rousing success. Denver's 9-0 at home in the playoffs. They take game 1.
There you have it. The NBA Finals is underway. Nuggets win game 1. A lot more going on in the sports world, but we're here to discuss it here on WHPC Sports Talk, the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC on this beautiful Friday, at least until it thunderstorms in a couple hours. Josh Mahi as your host, joined by Eric Williams. How we doing?
Yo, man. I mean, I'm not going to say I was surprised yesterday, but, you know, they tried to climb back in the game late in the fourth quarter, and I had hope. I had faith. But then in the back of my mind, I was like, you know what? Tyler Hero is coming back game 2.
Oh, the savior.
They should do something.
They should. You got to score with this Nuggets team. The Heat wasn't scoring enough last night. Devin O'Shea, how you feeling about that game last night, given that the Heat were making everything against your Celtics, and then the second they get to Denver, it's a different story?
I mean, like I said before the show, lots of people are writing off the Heat already, but I think it's going to be a good series. Nuggets are going to come out on top, but I'd like to see Jimmy put up a good fight in this finals.
Hey, I'm rooting for Jimmy, but hey, the Nuggets look tough. Corey David, what's up? What's going on? Talk to me.
I'm in a mixed bag right now, just off the fact that I'm in a mixed bag because I lost some money.
Lost some money?
Yeah.
Tell us who you bet on.
I had Jimmy going over. He only got me 13, and then Caleb just the Monstars then took his talents, I guess, now because he couldn't get you nothing. And he was out here getting blocked by MPJ.
That's a red flag. That's the red flag of all red flags.
You know the funniest thing about the commentary, they was like, you know, Michael Porter Jr. has been one of the most improved defensive players during these playoffs, and I was like this. He ain't been giving them nothing on offense.
Yeah, now if you betting on Michael Porter Jr. the entire playoffs, you in a bad way too. Yeah, Caleb Martin struggled. Miami as a whole struggled from 3. So did the Nuggets, which is interesting.
I'm surprised they didn't. Is Kevin Love injured?
Nah, he's just.
No, he's
You can't play Kevin Love against Nikola Jokic. You can't do that. You can't.
No, but here's the thing. Early in that first quarter, Aaron Gordon was killing him. And I said, they need some size down there. I didn't think about Kevin Love because I honestly forgot he was on that team.
You either had to play him or you got to play, what's the other dude? Plumlee? No, Zeller.
He was getting cooked.
You know the funniest thing?
Dude, paler than me.
Yo, the funniest thing the funniest thing I seen somebody say was the fact that Tristan Thompson left his day job to go guard Nikola Jokic, and he did a better job than the starting center of his team.
That's sad, yo.
No, he was basically, kind of like giving you the breakdown on how to defend a guy like Jokic. You got to be up into him. Like you can't let him, you can't give him no space.
That's a fact. You know, the Heat definitely looked outsized, outmatched in every category. This game was never really close. Denver just jumped out, took a big lead, and never looked back. They lead the finals 1-0. Going to get into that right now, as well as Ja Morant punishment apparently on the way. Going to talk a lot about that, as well as the Mets sweeping the Phillies and the Yankees taking 2 out of 3 in Seattle, and then traveling to Los Angeles to play the Dodgers. And also we got a new segment around 4:40. We're going to get to the week recap and the weekend preview. I worked hard on the audio for that segment, so I'm excited for it. But if you want to join the show, 516-572-7440. That is the number to talk to us about whatever you want to talk about within reason. But let's get to it. The Denver Nuggets, they are up 1-0 in the series, like we said. Watching Nikola Jokic play should have been a 3-time MVP. And somebody said earlier today, I heard it. So Embiid wins the MVP this year, and Jokic winds up widening the gap between him and Embiid. It's crazy how that worked out, but Jokic might be the best player in the world right now. And watching the game and how he started, he was just passing, and he wasn't really putting shots up. I think his first shot attempt came in the second quarter, either the second quarter or very, very late in the first quarter. But like I said, he wasn't really aggressive for his shot, and he winds up with 27 points, 10 boards, 14 assists, extending his own NBA record for postseason triple-doubles.
He shot third most on his team. There's Murray and MPJ both shot more shots than Jokic.
It's crazy how impactful he can be without being that top flight. Well, let me rephrase it. He's a top flight scorer. He just doesn't look to score like that.
He had 10 assists. I want to say he had 10 assists going into the half.
Wild.
That he is that skilled that he can shoot 12 shots, get 27 points on those 12 shots, and still be such a beneficial player for his team, getting 14 assists, 10 he does everything except defense. But everything other than that,
he's a low key. He's not a great defender. He's not even a good defender. But he can.
He's solid. He's not solid. He just okay. I'm gonna say okay.
For what he does on the offensive end, it's cool. It's all right.
He gives you enough. He gives you what you would expect.
You know what I came to who had one of the best summaries of Jokic was Michael Porter Jr. He was like, when I first came in as a rookie and I was coming in, training camp and whatnot. I'm looking at Jokic. He's supposed to be this big deal or whatnot. And he said, he didn't look that impressive to me. I was like, Mason Plumlee looked as equally, if not better, right?
That was
no. Listen. There's somebody came over. I forgot I think it was one of the players. He came over to him and was like, yeah, nah. If he really wanted to, he could go off anytime he wants to, and he ain't believe it. And then when the season started, he's seeing it for real, and he was like, oh wow.
It's crazy that in the Sun series, right? That game he goes for 50. It was wild, 53 and 19 assists or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy that he can just keep a 50 ball in the tuck whenever he needs it, but he don't need it right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something controversial, right? If they win a ring, if the Nuggets win a ring,
here he go.
I'd say that they basically Murray and Jokic are what the Utah Jazz in the 90s aspired to be.
Carmelo,
that two-man pick and roll, that two-man roll pick and roll, that pick and roll game, that two-man offense. That's basically what it was, and this is basically them bringing it into the.
But you know what makes that more dangerous? The fact that Murray is more of a scorer. John Stockton was more of a playmaking type of point guard, so he wasn't looking to really score.
But the roles are reversed. It's more of
the passer is the big man.
Yeah, the passer is the big man.
Yeah,
and it's like when he sets that screen, it's hard to get around him, and so it opens up more shots for people. And I'm looking at him just getting people open left and right. There was one play where I'm like, everybody looks like they're guarded. Somebody just breaks in the middle. He just, that's you right there. They tried to double team this man. He said he jumped in the air, swung it the other way. It's like,
nah, yeah.
I do. He was like, he basically could do whatever he wants out there.
His court vision is ridiculous.
I guess all we got to say is,
come on, man. That's too easy.
It's literally just, it's like he's at a different level than everybody else.
Masterclass.
It's just he's those movies where they're trying to show somebody smart and they got the calculator stuff going in the back. That's Jokic on the court. He's outthinking everybody. He's not athletic at all, but he's just dominating each and every game. It's wild.
He did block Jovic, which me and my brother went crazy for because Jokic blocked Jovic, and we had to explain
Nikola Jokic.
Yeah,
because they both in the same place, and I think he bought him. I think he went to dinner with him or something recently.
I think something like that. It was Nikola Jokic blocking Nikola Jovic. That's cool.
You're a Celtics fan, right?
Yeah.
So would you compare Jokic is a souped up version of Kevin McHale in his prime?
I mean, super version, yeah, I'd say like he's a two-time MVP right now. Should be 3-time. So I'd say so.
If they win a ring, and I can see like people start making a case for him being like top 15
of all time.
Top 15.
Okay.
Do you think he wins another MVP?
Yeah.
In his career, yes.
Because he
should have won this year.
He pulling up. He really. You know how when you go on like a betting site or anything like that, and you see like the triple double used to go for a crazy amount. Like if somebody could get that, right?
Mm-hmm.
He made Russell made the triple double like not seem important, but Jokic just blowing those numbers out the water. Like he just like every other night is super easy for him.
I think it was the most assists by a player
one last
in their
night?
debut.
Yep.
Yeah, he got one last night. I think it was the 14 was the most assists by a player in their debut in the NBA in their NBA debut finals. So I mean, first game of his NBA finals career, breaking records already.
He's just that's what he does. He just breaks records. That's all he does. And you want to talk about the Nuggets, you also got to talk about Jamal Murray, obviously. He making the game look real easy now too, because you look at his game 1, 26 points, 10 assists. 10 assists from Jamal Murray, like 14 assists for Jokic, 10 assists from Murray. Aaron Gordon dominated the game right from the jump, took advantage of the Heat's small players. Gabe Vincent, Caleb Martin, Max Strus, took them all in the post and just dominated. It was an easy game for Aaron Gordon. And Mike Malone, the Nuggets head coach, definitely made it easy for him. Now the Heat, Jimmy Butler caught a lot of heat for not really being aggressive. But he had 7 assists. I know he only had 13 points, 14 shots. It's not great. 7 assists, though. But if I tell you that Max Strus went 0 for 10, if I tell you that, hold up, I have the stat here somewhere.
And the team only loses by 9 points.
Only lost by, well, it's 11. Well, yeah, it's 11.
I can't count.
It's all good. I was looking at it like, is that 9 or 11? Caleb Martin, Duncan Robinson, Max Strus combined 2 for 23. Jimmy Butler could have easily had like 15 assists last night if those guys knocked those shots down. But we talked about it pre-show. They was making all that stuff against the Celtics. They was making all that stuff against the Knicks. Mm-hmm. Second you get to Denver and that altitude, you forget how to shoot. So it's all good, though. It's all good. The Heat are going to come back and definitely give a good effort in Game 2, I'm sure. Eric Spoelstra is going to get in the lab.
Tyler Hero coming back.
Yep, Tyler Hero expected by Woj's report to return in Game 2.
They want to have Hero at the 2, shooting 0 for 10 now.
Max Strus, bro. That's crazy, bro.
I mean, Highsmith off the bench was very good.
He's the one guy that really played well.
Like, he kept him in it. Like,
I'm afraid for the Heat. Like, I think the only way that they win in this series is if they could get it to Game 7 and just protect their home court at all costs. Because I feel like
have home court.
I mean, no, when they play at home.
Oh, okay.
Because I feel as though, you gotta get what I mean. Because I feel as though Denver's one of those teams that I don't think they're gonna lose at home.
If there's a game they lose at home, I can see it being Game 2 on Sunday. I think if they have to play Games 5 and 7, they'll win. This is the Heat's opportunity. Like, you should be adjusted to the altitude now. I don't think those 3 guys are going to go 2 for 23 again. So, I mean, you never know, but I would think it's not likely that happens again. So,
I gotta say, it is nice seeing the Heat shooting bad from 3 for a change, because the Celtics have been the one shooting terribly from 3 for the last few weeks. So it's nice seeing the Heat being a little tough from 3. But I mean, it's tough because Strus has a tough matchup against Caldwell Pope, who's a very good defender, very good perimeter defender. There's not really any star defender on the team, but they're just all collectively doing really well.
They're doing a great job. The Nuggets are, let me tell you something, if they win this series, do they have the look of a potential dynasty to anybody? I know the West is tough. Like, it's real tough. Like, I know the Suns are going to get better. The Lakers are going to be back. The Warriors might be back.
Grizzlies, if,
what happens with Ja, we don't know. But Denver, like, this core is still young and they're all, like, comfortable playing with one another. I don't know.
I don't know if dynasty, because this is also their first finals ever going to there.
Yeah, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, too. Like, it's Game 1, so.
Yeah. But, I mean, like Jokic, if he's in that Nugget jersey for the rest of his career, this is not going to be the last time they'll be in the finals.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that. This won't be his only shot at the title.
Yeah. Just like this year was not Tatum's last chance to be able to win a finals. Like he's going to be in the finals again.
Well, I'll give you that.
Are we sure?
I'll give him that.
Yes, we are sure.
I think. Well.
Tatum will be in the finals again at some point in his career.
Go ahead and guarantee it.
Yeah!
I'm guaranteeing it.
He guaranteed it. No. I mean, if they give Jaylen Brown $300 million, they have to reach like a middle ground with Jaylen Brown, because I'm not giving somebody that can't go left $300 million. I'm just not. I can't bring myself to do that.
1 for 9 from 3.
Nah.
8 turnovers.
8 turnovers in a game 7. Nah.
Home.
You got to take a discount. You got to take a discount, bro.
Yeah, I definitely see Jason Tatum in the finals. You know, you possibly like this and celebrate like that. I see that.
In the Lakers jersey. Yo, when he put the Kobe Bryant jersey on, I was like, yeah, this is going to go viral. This going to go viral. This definitely going to go viral. I don't know. They have to pay Tatum and Brown, and you don't know if they're going to, by doing that, lose more pieces. Malcolm Brogdon, are they going to keep him around? Are they going to keep
old Horford around?
Horford. Yo.
He's got like maybe 2 years left. Like
he don't got no years left. He just
I mean, he put Embiid in a blender. Like he embarrassed Embiid.
He owns Embiid, so like Al Horford could be 50 when he plays against Embiid. He's gonna shut him down.
The Celtics own Sixers.
The only reason why the Celtics is literally the only team why I think he could thrive on still. Yeah. Like we seen why he didn't play with OKC. They just
they wanted a tank.
No, they paid him money to stay home.
You know, I don't want to throw allegations around, but
full safe.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, we know how Dominicans get down with, Sammy Sosa, and he extended his career. I'm just saying, I don't know why Al Horford's doing this at this age. I don't know how he's doing it. I don't know how he's doing it.
He's really not doing too much. Like, you really look at how he moved, he really...
Hey, man, I don't know.
If Jokic and him would have been playing in the NBA Finals, it would have been a battle of who looks the most unathletic out of the two. But, like...
okay, I'll give you
that. We figured out how to guard Embiid during that semifinals, even though he was a little injured throughout the semifinals. But I don't know if we would have been able to figure out how to defend Jokic. I don't know because he's a different player. He has a different play style than Embiid. He's pass first. Embiid's. Give me the ball. I'm gonna get into the paint and score.
Jokic would have cooked y'all because he cooks everybody.
You know, I feel sorry for Embiid. Like not to go off, but I feel sorry for him. He don't have a real number 2 with him. I don't think he's ever had a number 2, a real good.
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy was his guy, and they got rid of him.
Tobias Harris over me.
Still wild that they made that decision.
Yeah,
still wild to this day.
Like thinking about that really should have been it. That really should have been it. And they just 76ers management did not know what to do. And the fact that I feel as though the craziest thing is when you look at it, Jokic has been way more healthier than Embiid. Like you don't really ever see Jokic out for like injuries.
When he first came into the league, like he was literally the Pillsbury Doughboy. And then he looks like watching him now, he's in shape.
No, he was the Pillsbury Doughboy until like maybe like I want to say
2 years.
No. Bubble when he came because remember he was
that's true.
He came into the season out of shape and everybody kept making everybody had these critiques. Then when the bubble came. He was all skinny and everything, and everybody was like, oh, he got in shape during the time he was off or whatever. And him and Harden was 2 people that got in shape like for the bubble.
Yeah.
And it's just like he's been constantly in shape, kind of like he's on that fringe of being out of shape, in shape, kind of like same with Luka. Luka's in that same type of phase right now.
Yeah, Luka got to take notes actually.
Luka really.
Him and Wemby. Wemby's got to put some mass on his body, and
we don't know until I see. I don't know if those skinny guys. I don't know if those skinny tall guys can actually put on weight. Like we see, like Brendan Ingram been trying to put on weight for like 6 years.
Yeah, now. He ain't never going.
I don't see it from Chet Holmgren.
Zion's got to learn from Jokic. Yeah, Zion's got to learn from Jokic.
Well, when Zion's a Nick, he'll get
a personal trainer.
Exactly.
Look, I can't say that word, but The media will get him into shape. The New York media and the New York online will get Zion into shape.
Nick's Twitter will get him in shape.
Exactly.
We'll get him in shape.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
But we don't promote that.
No. Anti-bullying, college campus. Let's transition to Ja Morant.
I was hoping that you would have this. You might get hit with that Rico in the vault.
I fumbled that. I'm not gonna lie, I fumbled that. Instead, I got Adam Silver giving his announcement on where they're at with the Ja suspension and potentially how long it'll be.
In terms of the timing, we've uncovered a fair amount of additional information. I think since I was still asked about the situation, I would say we probably could have brought it to a head now, but we made the decision it would be unfair to these players and these teams in the middle of this series to announce the results of that investigation. And given that we're, of course, in the off season, he has now been suspended by the Memphis Grizzlies indefinitely, and so nothing would have changed anyway in the next few weeks. It seemed better to park that at the moment, at least any public announcement. And my sense now is that shortly after the conclusion of the finals, we will announce the outcome of that investigation.
So my thought is, so you say you don't want to announce the suspension now because it would create a distraction in the middle of the finals, but you said, you already said that the suspension is final.
Yeah.
So it's already a distraction. It's a distraction now.
I ain't gonna hold you. This is where Adam Silver kind of falters, because David Stern would have had him like this. You need to find a good off-season hobby. You might want to try baseball. I heard it worked out for Michael. But you might be done for the You might be done for the season. He might be taking that Jordan retirement for the 93, 94 season.
Listen, you're right about everything you're saying, because I've always said, Adam Silver in the NBA dropped the ball. You should have suspended him hard the first time. And you let him get away with a 5-game suspension. He came back for the playoffs. Now Ja Morant's thinking you enabled him. You think I won't do it again? I'll do it again.
You know who really had to bug out after looking at all this whole situation? Allen Iverson. He's like, y'all did me y'all should have did him. Change your dress code, have him all strict up, can't rap, do none of this. Y'all should did this to him. And they're like this. Y'all let him get off way too easy.
It's a parade inside my city. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. With the way Silver was sounding, it sounds like a heavy suspension.
It's coming.
It's coming Ja's way.
Yeah, they about to drop the bomb on him. I'm like this. The fact that it'd be like me, right? If you get caught driving and you on your phone for a second, right, and you get the traffic violation, right?
Right.
But you know how they say if you get if you get the same type of ticket or something similar to that in an 18-month span, it's you gotta have a time space between what you did. You did that in the same season, dog. You couldn't even wait till mid next year.
I mean, it's a parade inside the city. Ain't no stopping.
Look. I ain't gonna hold you. They might need to ban NBA YoungBoy music from No, because look. I'm telling you, when that NBA YoungBoy get in their system, they start acting wild. Look, you mix NBA YoungBoy with liquor, you don't know what you gonna get.
Yeah, Ja Morant's the type of guy that chugs Casamigos by the bottle too. So there's a lot of red flags going with that kid.
From the neck of the bottle. Yep.
That's crazy, right? Who does that?
Yeah, dumb boy.
He'd be down in that his Gatorade,
Well, let me get the electrolytes before my game. What?
I ain't gonna hold you. You know how players be having those special bottles and stuff like that?
Oh, Michael's secret stuff?
You think he ever did that? You think he ever did that in the game?
Ja's secret stuff?
Put some Casamigos in there. Ja Morant, he seemed more like a Hennessy guy though. Just not even privilege or nothing like that. Just straight regular Hennessy. Just straight from the bottle.
Like JR?
I'm sorry, because I'm just thinking about Ja Morant taking a swig of Henny in his bottle, his Gatorade bottle, and just dunking on somebody.
That's how he gets up there.
I mean, Marshawn Lynch used to take a shot or two before the game.
Le'Veon Bell just said he smoked weed before games and
I feel like a lot of players
150 yards.
Nah, I go.
Calvin Johnson said he did every game.
He was in my teammate, but he was a couple of years older than me. Like one of the dudes at my team, like he smoked before he played the game. High school.
I know some people. I'm not gonna say no names. That I actually knew somebody like a couple of years ago. Well, not a couple of years ago. Last year when I was here. They're not here anymore, but they took an edible before they went live.
Every show?
No, they did it once. And I wish I could have archived that because it was garbage.
It was trash? Because if he would have did
2 minutes of silence.
Because if you would have did it and like it would have been fire, I'd have been like, I had no problem. But it was trash. I'm like,
yo, I hit him up like, why would you do that? Why would you do that?
You know what?
Calls
like,
in.
Your brain be like, it be cooking like, and you just sitting there, you just be in the zone, like you just be zoned out.
Yo.
Nah.
The pauses was good.
but nah, Ja is wild. He a wild one, and it's like, yo, I knew it was gonna be a problem for Ja when I forgot when he was on his live one time. He He said, "Nah, this the real me." He just had he down a whole bottle of Casamigo and had another one just ready in the clip, ready to go get. I said, "Nah," and then on the airplane he was wild too. I'm like, that liquor, man. And Ja, what is he? 20, 21,
23 maybe.
He's 23. Yeah.
I know he's younger than me. He seems like an alcoholic allegedly. I'm just gonna put
I don't want to use the A word, but it definitely seems like if you're chugging Casamigos like that on an airplane.
That's not inside the city.
That's not normal.
It's a parade inside my city. Yeah.
And people really want you to win. That's the messed up part. Like you got guys around you that want to see you win. Like you see, you have good teammates around. You got Desmond Bain. You got guys that really want to pick you up and see you succeed. Like all the OGs, like you see the Carmelo Anthonys, the AIs, and all those guys, like Steven Jackson and all those guys. They like, yo, we get it, but come on, man, you gotta like we wanna root for you, like we wanna stand behind you, but you be making some of these stupid decisions. Like
we don't want to see you miss the All NBA team. Millions of dollars you could have made.
I can go for it as an American basketball fan, right? Watching some of the young guys, they make crazy, stupid decisions. Like if you really look at it, right, all the guys that you think would be up next, they really make some of the stupidest decisions.
Zion's eating too much. Ja Morant can't stop playing with guns.
Anthony Edwards with his remarks about different communities.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we ain't forget.
Josh Harden breast milk.
Oh, we'll get to that. We don't get to that. We are going to get to that.
Milk.
I mean, Ja and Zion both were in the same draft, and they both are looking real bad right now.
I'm trying to think. The only person who and then even LaMelo, he should have been arrested. Like as much as I like him, bullshit have been like, yo.
His brother got arrested for shoplifting.
No, I'm not even talking about that. Did y'all see the video of him how he drive out the stadium?
Yo,
purple car.
This should have been at least 3 or 4 accidents. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like I seen him run a red light and it was right on tape.
How does that dude have a license, bro?
Yeah, I was looking like
We've all seen him drive.
I'm like the only person who really look like the American basketball player who only I can see that don't get into no trouble. Might be Tyrese Halliburton, De'Aaron Fox, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Those the guys.
Yeah, those are.
And Jalen Brunson.
Yep, those are all upstanding citizens. You're right. You're right about that.
You're right. They don't go showing guns on their Instagram lives. That is true.
Adam Silver is like this. This is who we need to be promoting right here.
Why can't you be more like them?
Nah, not you pulling there one of the good ones. Why are you putting that on them? Nah, but you're right. You're right in everything you're saying. That's why Jokic and Luka are going to be the faces of the league when all these guys are blowing it. They're blowing the opportunity.
Look, right now, can we keep it a buck? It's an international game. You got Jokic, you got Giannis, you got Luka.
Oh, the media loves Giannis.
You got BB. I don't like the American basketball player about to become not as popular. I can see those guys from overseas getting, and then if Victor blow up, it's a wrap.
There's Matas Bulicia. I think he's a top draft pick that's going to be in a
Even
draft in a few years.
Even what's the name getting some buzz right now? What's this Şengün and
Şengün.
Yes, the Turkish.
He nice.
Represent.
Alperen Şengün.
Like I ain't go for it. Like people was giving all the hype to Jalen Green and I forgot what's the kid.
Jabari Smith Jr. Kevin Porter Jr.
Kevin Porter Jr. Like they was thinking that's their team. Nah, it's looking like it's Şengün. Şengün looking like he might have that Jokic in him.
Well, it's about to be Harden's team in a couple months.
I don't know.
You see Şengün's gonna be a Nick?
I don't know if he can mesh well with. I don't know if he could mesh with Şengün.
Hey, my guy Ime gonna make it work.
Put him right up there back in them Houston strip clubs.
The economy,
team bonding experience.
Look, the economy is going to be booming. Yo, I ain't gonna front. Am I bugging? But it could be. Don't they got Harden jersey like retired in some of these establishments?
Yeah. Yep.
He was putting up Hall of Fame numbers in the club.
Leaving racks all over the club's floor. Like it was one video. He had like the whole club just full of like hundreds.
All we know is James Harden. All he does is make future entrepreneurs.
Yeah. So
he started up a bunch of startup companies. He was the true PPP loan, keeping it player all the time.
You know, so in the Houston strip clubs, there's two jerseys that I know of that are retired. So it's James Harden.
And Malaya?
Steven Jackson, right?
Malaya.
Yo, you're both right. Remember when Drake retired?
Malaya
Michelle. Shout out Malaya Michelle. But Steven Jackson too.
Steven Jackson is retired in a few places.
You know I'm surprised. You know I'm surprised they like his joint name. I heard what's his name was legendary. Allen Iverson, he was legendary in the clubs.
I believe it.
Yo, they used to say he admitted he would leave. They said he would leave at like something in the morning. Like he would leave in the morning for the club. Like that's not even average. Like you leave it in the morning and then you go and play a game. Nah, you wild. You got it.
Yeah, we need you to do some overtime in the morning.
Yeah, I ain't gonna front.
Wow.
Talking about, yo, you know it'd be legendary? Harden goes to Atlanta. Whoo! The clubs? And you got Baby out there with you?
No, we gotta talk about an oldie. Will Chamberlain. He was pulling.
Oh, the GOAT.
He was in the strip club era, bro.
Oh, he started it.
Mr. 20,000 woman was in the strip club era.
I ain't gonna hold you. Like something about Will Chamberlain, that stat just don't sit right.
I tried to do the math.
If you live for this many days.
No. The thing about that is he either must have had like the faith of like somebody was on his shoulder, because out of all those encounters, you never had a kid. There ain't no 7-footer just around here with his genetics.
He taught his swimmers to go the other way.
Otto Porter Jr. is literally in the NBA.
Otto Porter Jr.
What are you talking about? That's a spitting image. Like there ain't no way you can tell me that's not Wilt's son.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, yo, how? But I was like, how in the world is that not possible? Like that, the fact that you that many and you ain't slip up. Now one time nobody ain't really come out and claim like, yo, that's my pops.
Hey, strap up.
Well, you know how wild of a guy he was.
Nah, I ain't go for that. You know the funniest? Like, I forgot. Let's thinking about old school NBA. Like Gilbert Arenas had the funniest thing to say. Like reason why Michael Jordan was the GOAT.
I know what you're about to say. Yeah,
Michael Jordan was so good that he got players off coke. Like he was like they was on drugs. Everybody knew that the Bulls was called the Cocaine Bulls back in the day. He was so nasty that they had to get off them. And like, I actually got to work out in order to play against these dudes.
Yeah.
Hey, so you telling me? Wow, I forgot about that. Actually,
dudes came to realization like I can't be snorting this stuff no more.
Was that in The Last Dance?
Yeah, it was. He mentioned like he even said it in like the first episode. He said, when I came into the room, I seen them doing things that I can't even mention today because they got families.
He know damn well.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, if you
he knows damn well.
Yo, the NBA back in the day was crazy.
Smoking cigarettes in the locker room.
No, not even that. Yo,
chugging beers at halftime.
Yeah. If y'all ever get the chance, watch a show called Winning Time. Right?
Yo,
my son put a hit out on his coat. He put a hit out on his coat. Like how you do that?
That whole documentary. Everybody got to watch Winning Time. HBO, just get on it. You got to watch that. But
I'm waiting for season 2.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
And no, Magic think he's slick, because he couldn't put out his documentary like right after, and like his one made him seem. I'm not such a bad guy. I wasn't such a sex menace or whatever.
Hey,
nah. I know that we know the truth. We got the truth for you, dog.
No, that wouldn't. Like, I knew he was a wild guy, but that documentary had him looking.
Nah, you really gotta think about it. Like, he didn't marry Cookie until the 90s, and they was together for that whole 80s period. And he got what he got during that time. I'm like, I'ma
just say, like, word of advice, and then we'll move on. Don't have meals. I'll say it this way: don't have meals at a brothel. I wouldn't. Me personally, I wouldn't recommend that.
But what about strip clubs? Magic City got some good food. Chicken wings. They got good catering. Look. The catering. I heard the catering at Magic City is crazy.
Lemon pepper.
Not even just the lemon pepper. They be going crazy for the actual catering. Like, I think you could actually Uber eat some of their food.
I'm going to check it out. I got some PTO coming up. You're listening to WHPC Sports Talk here on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. It is Joshua Yamahi. That's me. Eric Williams, Devin O'Shea, and Corey David. That is them. Let's run through some baseball because I do want to leave some time for my segment. So, the Mets swept the Phillies. They won yesterday by the score of 4-2. Really clean game, really clean series, and one of these guys, one of the vets that we got on early in the season, like Eduardo Escobar and Starling Marte, they're playing a little better, and this guy too.
And Canna drives one out to left field. Schwarber takes a look, and that ball is out of here. Mark Canna strikes again. A 2-run homer to put the Mets in front, 3-2. Home runs in back-to-back games for Mark Canna, his 5th of the year, and it's 3-2 New York.
The Mets will move on to play the Blue Jays this weekend for 3 games. We got Justin Verlander going against, let me see. Chris Bassett, former Met tonight. But all I got to say about the Mets, the starting pitching, like I said it all week, the starting pitching has to carry this team if they want to turn it around. Like Senga, Carrasco, Scherzer, this series against the Phillies where they swept them, 20 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 12 hits, just 12 hits, 22 strikeouts. That amounts to a .9 ERA. It's easy. Like, if the Mets pitch well, they're going to win. If they're going to be garbage like they were to start the season, they're going to lose. It's a simple equation.
I mean, like going into the series, it was pretty obvious what was going to happen because we kind of like spank the Phillies every single time. I can't really remember last time that it's been a while since the Phillies have even put up a fight against the Mets. So, I mean, we absolutely dominated. Carrasco threw out another gem, which I was not expecting. But I'm really looking forward to Verlander versus Bassett. I really would like for Verlander to just spank the Blue Jays because, I mean, we really need him to start getting on a roll. Just like the last 3 starters, Senga, Carrasco, Scherzer, they're now going on a roll. Like, Scherzer's been incredible the last few starts. So, I mean, I'm really looking forward to us, how we do against these Blue Jays.
Do you think, like, what type of reception do you think Chris Bassett's going to get tonight? Because I hear a lot of Mets fans talking about, we're going to boo Chris Bassett, but it's not like he wasn't solid last year. He just ended poorly, but...
Yeah. I mean, I liked him in the rotation. I mean, like, didn't end the year last year very great in the playoffs, but I mean, over the last season, like, I enjoyed quite a bit watching Chris Bassett pitch for us. So from the TV tonight, I will not be booing Chris Bassett, but I know Met fans will be booing him.
Hey, whatever reception he gets, I just hope that the Mets offense continues to do well. So you got Verlander going tonight. You got Tyler McGill tomorrow on Saturday, and then you have Kodai Senga possibly on Sunday, and he might go up against the Blue Jays Japanese pitcher Kikuchi, I think it is. Kikuchi. I want to make sure I'm sounding that out.
Wasn't too good in Seattle, but he's been doing pretty okay over in Toronto.
Yeah, he's been doing good. So it should be an entertaining series, if nothing else.
I just want a good start from McGill. Like, I'm sick and tired of seeing like 4 innings from Tyler McGill and then a loss. Like, he was before the last few starts. He was doing not too terribly, and I don't know why he's been very iffy, but I want him to do very well against these Blue Jays.
Do you think they play tonight with the rain?
That's a good point. It's supposed to be thunderstorms out, so I don't know if they're going to get to today's game in. We'll see. I wouldn't be opposed to another doubleheader.
Yeah.
Head out to Citi Field for 2 games. It better be a single admission, though. That split doubleheader was trash. I was supposed to go to 2 games. I couldn't.
Yeah.
As far as the Yankees, they go to L.A. to visit the Dodgers. They won the first 2 games against the Mariners, scoring 10 runs each in the first 2 games, but
they crushed them.
Yeah. Yankees were shut out, though, last night. And now they're facing Clayton Kershaw. Happy Pride Month to Clayton Kershaw. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. But we'll see how the Yankees do against him. Yeah, let's move on before I get in trouble.
Let's hope Garrett Cole does something, unlike the last 2 starts.
Yeah. Garrett Cole Saturday. He's got to bounce back. Lately, he hasn't been good after a great start. Domingo Germán on Sunday, so Domingo on Domingo. Yeah. I thought about that this morning. I'm going to say it on the show. All right, let's get to the week recap. Gervonta Davis. So, from his 2020 case of a hit and run, he was sentenced to house arrest, but he violated that home detention sentence, and now he's going to serve the remainder of those 90 days in jail.
Bro, just stay your ass home. That's all you had to do.
Is he living in a mansion?
I'm pretty. He
then
has to
stay
be.
in there.
Come on. He has to be.
You got to spend 90 days in a mansion.
He about to pull Floyd. Y'all remember when Floyd had to go for a little bit of time, came back with hair all of a sudden.
No, you're right. But
yeah, y'all don't probably remember that time. He gonna come back. He gonna be good. You know, it's not like it wouldn't be the first time somebody went to jail and came back. Like if he set a precedent, and then I could be like that. But there's been too many boxers who went to jail and came back and still had a successful career. Like one could say, like Mike Tyson had 2 proms. He had his prom before jail and his prom after jail.
No, you're right in everything you're saying. It's just funny that I think about this. And back to what Devin was saying, like the mansion and everything, like what reason would you possibly have to leave your house? Like what could he possibly been doing to
if we all had to stay inside during COVID and like distance ourselves from it, you can stay inside a mansion for 90 days.
Exactly. And even if, like, I know there's like great stuff outside, like we outside, # we outside, I get it, but
like bro, you gotta have a nice backyard. Just go back there and relax. You got a pool.
And even like we were talking about strip clubs earlier. Like, bro, you can bring the strip club to you.
Yo!
You can literally bring
you just can't leave the house.
Magic City at the crib.
People can come in.
I'm thinking about that right now, and I'm like, he probably got permission to go to the fight or whatever, the one against Ryan Garcia. But he probably, he wanted to celebrate after. He probably was like, yo, we going to whatever. I'm paying for anything.
Magic City at the crib.
Just do it at the crib, bro. Just do it at the crib. But yeah, that's the story on Davis. See you in 90 days. The Suns made a head coach hire today. They hired former Pacers and former Lakers coach Frank Vogel, who led the Lakers to that 2020 bubble. Mickey Mouse. Sorry.
Whoa.
Sorry.
What you about to say that?
I'm sorry. The 2020 championship.
Yeah. Don't disrespect Brian like
Mickey Mouse ring.
Mickey is funny though. Mickey is pretty funny. You can't deny
Suns fans can't talk. They can't say nothing. You ain't win nothing.
He got y'all coach?
Who? Frank Vogel? He's
a good coach.
He got the Indiana Pacers coach.
What's wrong with that? Good defensive coach?
We know who the real coach was. Every time we know who really runs these organizations.
No, you're right, but
LeBron is Palpatine from Star Wars. He really and all the coaches, they like Darth Vader. He's there when y'all need him. He's like he puts these public fronts up, but we know who's running it.
No, you're definitely right about that. But I'm just saying, like in terms of the Suns, like we talked about this. Me and Eric have talked about this on the show. Like they had a choice to make after the way they went out in that Game 6 against Denver. They had to choose Monty Williams or DeAndre Ayton. Now they chose DeAndre Ayton. That's what they did.
James Jones said with a straight face, "We're gonna stick with DeAndre Ayton." He said that with a straight face.
Man played like garbage.
And he's not a garbage player. Obviously, he just has no heart. His heart pumped Kool-Aid. That's what it is. So, listen, they got to get a coach in there. They had to get a coach in there that was going to try to coach him up defensively, be a dominant force inside. I don't know if it's going to happen, but they had to try to get that coach that's going to try to do that.
He also just might not know his role in a team that has Devin Booker and Kevin Durant both on it. Like, he might not know what his role will be in this team.
I'm pretty sure it's not that hard to understand what your role should be in the team with two superstars.
Just be the big man.
Just rebound. As Kobe like to say, pass, just get the rebound.
Get the rebound, play defense. That's it. We're not even asking you to score, but if you could do that, please help.
He can't play defense. Like he's got so many holes that like he's never gonna really make it as a big man center in this league.
Hey, man, the Suns taking the gamble. But it was either Vogel or Doc Rivers. So, I mean...
Monty. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I would have went with Doc.
Really?
No, but he... What happened was, like, 15 minutes before they announced that they were taking Frank Vogel, Doc Rivers had said, like, he straight up withdrew himself from the whole thing with the Suns.
What is he angling up? What is he doing? Like, he's angling for something.
I think he wants to be an executive now. That's just my guess, though.
He'd be a good executive. Like, he knows basketball. He just don't give him a series lead.
Brad Stevens became an executive way before any of the other coaches could.
And Stevens turned into a great executive. So
he did.
Maybe that's Doc's path. We'll see.
I love Brad Stevens. He'll always be my favorite Celtic coach ever.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not Doc?
Yeah.
Not Doc?
Doc won y'all championship.
Not Doc?
I mean, but like Stevens was more of when I was conscious to be able to watch these. I was 5 years old when we won that championship in 08. Like Brad Stevens, I watched him for years grow that team from a rebuilding trash post Garnett Pierce trade to like the team that we are today. Like Brad Stevens made all of that happen. Same with Danny Ainge.
All right, yeah. Well, F Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge ain't good where I'm around. he ain't good. He ain't good. I don't mess with him.
Still with Donovan Mitchell.
Should have traded this Donovan Mitchell.
He was being petty.
But whatever. Yeah, exactly. He wanted the farm and then some. Whatever. Shannon Sharp. He's making a move.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. I seen a video on Twitter today. It broke me, man.
Why did this video break you?
Literally looked like you seen it. It was like you seen it in both their faces. Like it's the end. It's the end.
Yeah, I saw them doing the show today. I was like, so they're still gonna do shows until his contract runs out?
No. They're just doing it into the NBA Finals. Once the NBA Finals is done, it's over.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, leaving.
I go front though. Club Shay Shay is kind of it's a better platform for him. It's his own. He owns it.
Yep.
I just think, and then the fact is, the best thing about Club Shay Shay is he does it with nobody else. Like he brings the guests on, but like it's no situation where it's like, oh, I have this podcast with a whole bunch of people. It's not like I'm athlete where it's like I had these people that came and then we all splintered apart because we had dysfunction. It's no, I'm sitting down one-on-one getting these interviews, and his interviews be raw. Like it's not like one of them like ones where it's like less cursing or whatever. You had Steve Harvey, who's usually kind of because he got all these like shows and everything. He don't usually curse like that. Man was cursing up a storm. So,
he's a great interviewer, like you could tell.
I'm hoping to see him on the sideline more this season.
Oh, with the Cardigans?
Oh, yeah.
But I ain't gonna hold you. I seen something. I was like this. Somebody put this out in the atmosphere. Said this would be one of the greatest sports television moments in the world. Stephen A. Smith.
First take.
Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, and Kendrick Perkins all on one story. I said, the world ain't ready. The world is not ready for
that's fire. Like now, I'm not saying that's fire. I'm saying like that's straight thunder in a television studio.
Yo, we need that. We need that. I need that. We need that.
And then a special guest, we bring in Michael Irvin on Sunday.
Oh my god!
Yo, tell me, did you see what Cameron said today?
Yeah.
He was like, we can get both of them.
No, Shannon pulls up to, and Shannon and Irvin pull up to, it is what it is.
No, but you heard what Cam said about Irvin, right? He said we can give him for a quarter key.
Nah.
You know why he said that, right?
Yeah, I know why he said that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know about Urban Pass?
Of course I do.
We're losing recipes.
Leave my man alone, man.
That's your guy, right?
That's my guy.
That's your guy.
Playmaker, come on.
Oh,
We'll chill.
I forgot all about the 88. Yo, quick, I know this is a little, but I heard your man looking for his money. Like he said it in a CD Lamb. He said it in the weirdest. He said it in the weirdest way. He said, "You know, normally when people ask like about contract negotiation, he said, I'm not worried about that. I'm just focused on the season." He's like, I'm not as focused on it. I'm worried about the money. The money is important, but I'm focused on the season. I like how he did that. He's like this. I'm still worried about the money, but I'm focused on the season.
He letting Mr. Jones know that it's all about the paper at the end of the day.
And I'm like, no, and I'm not going to front, like, either Thomas is going by quick, but I'm like, I feel like he only been in the league for like, 3 years?
Yeah, four.
This will be his fourth.
Yeah, fourth.
Yeah, like, it's like crazy. Like,
yeah.
Like, he already coming up on his extension?
I mean, dude's a stud. Dude is a stud.
Hey.
There's sometimes he flashes great moments, but there's sometimes where he slags off and it's like he's not as consistent as you want him to be.
Nah, it's true. I mean, if you were in the 88, you definitely gotta be consistent.
Yo, look. Where y'all ranking 88s in Dallas Cowboys history?
Michael Irving.
I'm going Dez too.
Yeah,
Dez CD.
Too. Yeah, that's.
I was trying to figure out Dez and CD.
Wait.
Even though Pearson got the ring.
No. You said CD number 3?
No, CD number 4.
Pearson.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I
mean,
now hit.
But no, I ain't gonna hold you. If it wasn't for the rings, Dez would be competing for one.
No, see, this is why y'all would probably. No, this is why y'all would probably look at me crazy because I put Dez number 1.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Dez 1.
No, look,
I put Dez at number 1.
Dez over Michael Irving.
I ain't gonna hold you.
The playmaker.
At one point, I'm gonna say this. Yo, Dez was up there with Calvin Johnson, and Calvin Johnson was one of the best receivers. Like, I remember that one week where Dez was like, I could do anything that Calvin could do, right? And he came out and balled out the next game. He had that one catch where it was like in the end zone. He caught it off his helmet like this, and it was like, he's showing me something.
All right. Enough Cowboys talk.
I ain't gonna, look. My thing is, though, if he'd have just got one more year with Tony Romo, because look, I'll say this right now. If there was ever a quarterback and a receiver made for each other, it was those two. Only Tony Romo knew how to throw that back shoulder fade to Dez.
Yep.
Joe Montana.
2016 was supposed to be that year. I ain't gonna
2016 was not supposed to be that year.
No. Come on, stop it.
I'm turning this off right now.
Stop.
This will really stop.
2016 was supposed to be our year.
That was karma for what y'all did to Detroit.
Post-show conversation. I already knew where that was going. But yeah, I'm happy for Shannon Sharp. You don't got to deal with this man no more.
My turn!
Mike!
When he told that man to put them glasses back on, I felt in my soul.
My turn!
Yeah, nah.
Put your glasses back on.
I was like, nah. I'd have hulked out of the suit when it felt. Who you think you talking?
Yo, that's fight or flight. Like, you know who you talking to? Do you know who you talking to?
About, you know in the Boondocks when they say you had a moment? That would have been one of the moments.
Romeo Dobbs just compared Love to Rod. He says Aaron was a really great quarterback, but I believe Jordan could do the same exact thing.
Cap.
I mean,
Cap.
Rodgers and Jordan Love are kind of on total different pedestals.
I seen the wildest hot take on planet Earth today. Somebody said the Jets would be better off getting Teddy Bridgewater. And I was like this, what? I was like this, and I guess he's a prominent sports writer. And I said, I turned to Stephen A. Smith. I was like, and he was on crack. I was like,
stay off the weed.
I was like, no, you can't be serious with what you just said. Teddy Bridgewater, who was on crack, who basically getting free money in Miami. At one point, Teddy Bridgewater was not expecting to play any games. You could tell he was at high school games doing with the band, doing dances. I was like, my son was ready to coach high school football in season.
He hit the Drewski point like me, really?
Exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
Man. Wild. Where do I want to go next?
Breast milk.
Yeah.
Go straight down like almond milk.
Yo, Josh Hart.
A second, that only proved one thing. When he said when Josh Hart said that almond milk line, it's like, what's the name? What's the dude from the Pelicans?
I don't know.
Who's on the Portland Trailblazers?
CJ McCollum.
I was like this. I know you tried it now. Because you was the one who first mentioned the almond milk. I was like, I know you tried it now.
Josh Hart was talking to Stephen A about it yesterday. I mean, here's what Stephen A said about the Josh Hart tweet.
I've never been inclined to taste breast milk. I like breast. You don't have to be a baby to like breast.
He's not wrong.
Why does he have to say it like that?
Because you know how Stephen A is.
But no. Did you see how the clip he threw after that was? He threw the Dave Chappelle clip in there. He was like, I need you, from making a band. He was like, I need you to go get a Cambodian.
Yeah, the Cambodian breast milk.
And he was like this, breast milk, you make my day.
I only drink. Wait, what Dave Chappelle say? He said, I only drink the finest breast milks.
Breast milks, exactly. Hey,
I've never been inclined to taste breast milk. I like breast. You don't have to be a baby to like breast.
You don't.
He says it's so gross though. Like you don't have to be a baby to like breast. Like I like breast. You don't have to be a baby to like breast.
He says
like,
it
that
like
is so weird.
He's saying like a creep. Like
he
Stephen
is.
A, bro. Like, come on, bro.
That sounds gross.
No, because I ain't go for it. If you really think about it, like there's been like a lot of stigma about women breastfeeding and like how people be so anti-breast sometimes. So I'm like, nah, he
to adults. To adults, not children. We're cool with the children.
It's not Hart's drink. You just had twins. It's their drink. It's not your drink. It's not your drink.
They need a turn.
Yeah. Let's close.
It's my turn.
It's my turn.
That's great. That's just great.
Perfect.
Hey, wow, Devin from the top row, bro. That's crazy. I wanted to close the show with the wildest clip. On Fridays, I'm going to start doing this. The wildest clip I heard this week. Everybody, brace yourselves. This is the misspeaks of all misspeaks.
Turn the cock black. We can't turn the clock back.
No.
What?
That goes second. You remember what the dude was talking about? The national.
Yeah, that's funny.
He
This
done.
is crazy.
He got
Turn the cock black. We can't turn the clock back.
I just wonder. Like, my only question was, why was that on your mind, my guy?
Yeah, Sigmund Freud.
Why was that on your mind?
You got something on your mind?
Hey, man. Wow. That's a good note to leave the week on. For Eric Williams, Devin O'Shea, Corey David, this is Joshua Yamahi thanking you once again for listening to Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.